Yay. Yo. All right. So, what is the first thing we're going to do? We are going to understand how to read. Yes. Ooh, nuts. Oh, I know. Okay. So, here we are. We're going to read 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you notice, any of these beads that are touching the beam is counted. And what we're doing is we're going to be doing some math. We are going to be mathing. We're going to be doing some midnight math. Oh, welcome to my room. For those of you that are interested in learning math in the middle of the night, welcome. Welcome. So we're going to count. This is 4. How do I know this is 4? Well, these beads are touching this horizontal bar, so that is 4. This is the horizontal bar. This is the beam, the reckoning beam, the crossbow, the cross. What are you? Hey, welcome, Ethan. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. Hello. This is there was so many words to this. It was a beam, horizontal bar, reckoning bar, and a crossbar. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of words. Okay. So, anyways, so how do I know 1, 2, 3, 4? How you doing, Ethan? It's early morning for you. So then we have 4. Now, if we want to do 5, this will always be 5. The top beat will always be 5. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Good evening, good morning, good night. What we're doing is we're learning math. We're going to be learning abacus. We're going to be learning how to count on the abacus, and we're going to count 5. How do we know this top lead is the value of 5? Because it's a value of 5, then everything else is now 0. So if I move this, now this is 0. This whole abacus is 0. When we look, I want to count. Notice when I count, all of the beads are touching this horizontal bar. So this is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I look, this will be 5. All of these bees that are touching right here, this is all 5. Ooh, that didn't look good. So then when I do this, this is now what we call 0. Because this is 0, what's going to happen is I do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now notice this is the horizontal bar. This is touching the horizontal bar. We could do 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. These are all 4s. So how do I know? Because all of these beads are touching this horizontal bar. This horizontal bar, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. What we're doing is we're talking about the abacus, and we are learning how to read the abacus. And we're going to go into learning how to do some adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division on the abacus. It all just depends on how the energy is in this room. So we're going to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's easy. Yes, I know it's easy. Simple to use, easy to understand. But it's interesting because you can actually see what you're looking at as opposed to these numbers, right? We have 0, 1, 2, 3, and then we have 4. But on the abacus, we have 1, we have 0. Let's start with 0. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you notice, we have the value of 5. Because this is the value of 5, now we can count higher than 4. Great! We can actually do the whole number. That's the greatest thing, right? So we have 5. This is what 5 is. The top beat will always be 5 no matter what. Now, if you notice, this is 1. We did 1, but then if we add the 5, now we have 6. So if I look and I have 2, and we add the 5, now we have 7. And if we look, we've done 3 before. This is what 3 looks like. And we add the 5, now we have 8. When we have 4, and then we add the 5, now we have 9. Yes, thank you. Huh. Yes. Anybody have any questions? So what we're doing right now is we are understanding how to read the abacus. When we understand how to read the abacus, then we can. Thank you so much for the likes. So when we understand how to read the abacus, we will go into learning how to add, subtract, multiply, and maybe divide, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we're going to get into division because I am a little bit tired. Thank you so much for the hearts. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what we're going to do again, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a value of 4. And if we look, this will be the value of 5. Let me know if you have any questions. Because this is 5, then after 5, we can do 6. Well, what's 6? Well, if you notice, 6 is that. Why? Because we count 5 and 6. So we have 5, 6, and then we have 7. 5, 6, 7, and then we have 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Make sense? So then what, you know what? You've been counting from 0 to 9 forever. I was like, yeah, you're right. And then if we want to do 10, this is what 10 looks like. Wait a minute. That looks very familiar with the one, but you're on a different place value. You're right. So every column is a place value. If that makes sense, every column is a place value. So when I label it, I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, and my 10,000s. And so what we're doing is we're just learning how to read the abacus. Anybody have any questions? Okay, I'm just trying to make my camera be better. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, good. So when we look, we have our ones, tens, hundred, thousands, and 10,000. Now we had 10, but notice our 10 and 1 looks very familiar, very similar, very suspicious. And when we do that, that is 1. We can do this, that's 1. And then when we do this, so anytime the top green, the green beads, these lower beads are touching this horizontal bar, these are now considered 1. But this is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. But 11,111.11 decimals. I don't know. So then what we're going to do is we're going to zero it out, and then we do this. These are all fives. So this would be 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, right? So we have 5, 5, comma, 5, 5, 5.55. That's what this would look like. Does that make sense? Let me know if you have any questions. People come and go, but I don't know what anybody has any questions. Hey, I'm too slow for this. Kimberly, you're not do math now. I am doing math. Kimberly, this is not slow. You don't understand how this is 1? Does that make sense? That's 1. And then this is 2. And then this is 3. Is that all right? So after that, this is 4. That's all right. We know how to count, right? That's not too bad. And then we have the value of 5. This is the value of 5. Because this is the value of 5, and then what are we going to do? Oh, thank you, Jay, for the heart me. Kimberly, are you still there? If you're not, then I'm going to continue on. What we're going to do is we're going to do 5, and then we do 6. Do a function. I'm adding. That's the function. That's very commanding like. so, so does added value of 5, 1 make it 16? Yes. So if I have this and this is 5 and I add this is 10, now we have 15, right? So how do you know how to do math with it? It's just to use the addition and subtraction. Ella, we could do adding, subtracting, multiplication, division. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to read the abacus, and then we can go into do it. We can then go into do a function, duo math. But before we do all that, we need to understand how to. Because I could do it. I could do this, and you won't know what I'm doing. Right here, dual math. Let me do this for you. There you go. There's my function. Do you know what I did? No. You don't know what I did. So I'm telling you right now. I'm giving you my secrets. Right, Jay? I cracked myself up. That's awesome. Thank you, dual math. I do appreciate that. Sorry. Uh, sorry. Okay, what we need to do first is we need to understand how do you read the abacus, okay? Because it's the funniest thing. I'm sorry. Um, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. The first thing we need to do is understand how to read the abacus. So again, we're going to go back, right? Kimberly, you're okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we have 4. Anytime that the beads are touching the horizontal bar, we have 4. And then we have 5. All the beads are touching the 5. I love how you hate on. Sorry, I didn't mean to, but it was just the funniest thing. Jay, have a good night. Oh, it's 2 a.m. I'm so sorry. But thank you for the heart me, and I hope to see you in my next live. And I go more into like adding, subtracting, and multiplication later. Okay. I don't know if Kimberly's still here, but we have 5, and then we have 6, we have 7, we have 8, we have 9. Now notice this is the ones. This is the ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, and the 10,000s. So when we look, I can do this, and this would be 19. And then when I do that, hey Jess, and then this is 29. So as we read it, this is 29, and then this is 39. Because this is 39, we could do 49. How do I know? Notice that there's 4 beads touching on this one column. So every column is a digit. So if you look, this is the tens, this is the ones, this is the tens. So I have my 4 and I have my 9. Does that make sense? Anybody else have any questions? And so when we look, we have 149, and then we have 249. Does that make sense? So when we look, we can do decimals. Now notice the decimals happens to sit in between the ones and the tenths. So when it sits between, what does the blue one? The blue one means that it's a 5. So when we count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then what happens is after 4, we bring this down. So now we're at 0. The top beat always has a value of 5 no matter what. So when we're looking, if I did this, all of these beads is touching, then all of these beads is 5. Does that make sense? So all of this is 5. Because I have 5, now I can count higher. I can count 6, and then 7, and then 8, and then 9. So then after 9, does that make sense? So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Notice when I do 4, and then I have the 5, now we have 9. When we do 1, and I add the 5, now we have 6. When we do 2, and I have the 5, now we have 7, right? Easy, simple to use, and easy to understand. I'm not sure if Duo's still here. But that was, I'm sorry, that was funny. That was really funny. Anyways, so what we're going to do, okay, so we understand how to read the abacus. Are we okay? Any more questions? Now you might be wondering, why am I here? I'm over here because I have a dot indicator. This is my dot indicator. This is my ones indicator. This ones indicator, if you notice, there's two of them. There's one here and there's one here. And notice I can use any one. I like to use this one because then I have bigger numbers. I can use this one if I really wanted to, but then I'd be stuck and I don't have any hundreds. Why don't we learn this in school? It's fun. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping to spread the word. So hopefully this makes sense, and it's also kind of interesting how everything works. We're gonna, when we understand how to read the beads, we'll start learning how to add and subtract, and then after that, thank you so much for the follow. After that, we're going to learn how to multiply and divide, but it all depends on how far we can get as a class. So the first thing, again, what we're going to do is this is 2, this is 2. So now we have 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. But if I did this, this is now 22. We have 22. If I add the 5, now we have 27. If I add another 5, we have 77. Does that make sense? So what we can do is we can do some bead recognition. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Questions! So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to understand how to read the abacus some more. Because if you don't understand how to read the abacus, then it will be difficult to understand what we're doing and why are we doing it. So before I forget, let me know I'm colorblind. That's fine. You can get a brown one, Emily. The colors mean nothing. They're just pretty to look at. There's nothing. You're okay. There's nothing. The only reason why I use the color is because it looks pretty. But that's it. They works exactly the same. So when we look, I'm going to match up my dots. I'm going to match up this dot. So you can see that there's a dot here and then there's a dot here. So now I've lined up my ones. Because I lined up my ones, right? I have this top bead. If I touch the top bead, yeah, right. Thank you, hide and Zeke. So when we look, the top bead, notice you have to pay attention to detail. Don't pay attention to the colors. So what's going to happen is if I move this top bead down, that is now being counted. It's just the same thing as the top bead from here. That's being counted. So this is 5. Does that make sense? So when I do this, I go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Emily doesn't have an excuse for not learning. Okay, so then we have 5. Okay, 5 is the top bead. Whatever's touching the horizontal bar is now 5. So what's Thank you for the heart me, Billy. So what's going to happen is I have 5 and then I have 6. So after 6, right, is 7. And all I'm doing is I'm counting the 5. So 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. This is 8. This is 9, and this is 9. So when we look, right, now it's the same thing. We still have columns. We still have the labels of each column. So we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000. So when I look, this is 9. Now we have 10. I like the colors too. Hmm. Right? Makes sense? Is that okay? We understand? So what we can do now is we can go through this book. This is a abacus maze, and what I did is I did the two digit puzzles. What that means is we're going to look at this puzzle and we're going to figure out what the numbers are. And as we figure out what the numbers are, then we can move through the maze. And so this is just an exercise to make sure we understand how to read the abacus. I'm going to cover it up so we don't see the answers. And then what we can do is figure out what number this is. I'm going to use this one. No, I can use this one. I can use this one. No, I can't use this one. Why? Why? Because my dot indicator is over here. So then if I'm going to use my tens, I can't. I can't use my tens. Honestly, you've just taught me so fast. I was confused at first. Oh, yeah. But you know what? It also depends on when you come into the live. Was I ragging? Why was I was I doing a function that nobody understood? Sorry. Okay. Whew, okay, so I'm going to use this. This is my ones, my tens. And notice the way I have it, right? Just with my dot indicator. With the dot indicator is my ones. I have my ones and my tens. So when I look at here, I do this. It's going to mimic this. So this is a picture of the abacus. And what we're going to do is we're going to, oh, yeah, yeah, 52. Woo! You already know, hide and seek. Thank you, hide. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So we do 5. How do I know? Because this is 5 and then this is 2. So this is 52. Yes, 52. So as I go down, I'm going to color my path in and then I'm going to hide the answers and we just got to figure out what our number is. So when we look, we have this number and then this number. What number do we think this is? Whoa, 17. Whoa, 47. Hey, clean. Come on, clean. I'm thinking that that's a typo. Yes, 17. How do I know? Because this is 1, this is 5, 6, 7. I know clean's here. No, it's not 12 because we have the 5. When the top bead touches, then we know that this is 5, 6, 7. Does that make sense? Who? Christy? Crystal. Hey, Ethan, welcome back. Adriana, welcome. Thank you. Yes. So we have 17, 1 and 7, 5, 6, 7. So that's 17, and it makes me go over there. So then I go over here. What number? Oh, can't see it. What number do we think that is? 6, 7. Action, bastard. Pay attention, and then you'll be fine. 28. Okay, good. So we have 20. How do I know? Because it's a 2. Action bastard, it's 2. There's this 2. How do I know it's 2? This is 2. 2 beats. 1, 2. But if you look, action bastard, if you notice, this is going to be my tens. So if I have my tens over here, what's two tens? Two tens is a 20. And then we have 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are my ones. Make sense? I don't know. Action bastard. I don't know if you're still here. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Josh. Good job, Ethan. Thank you for McKenna. Okay, good. So yes, this is 28. When we do 28, we know what we're doing. Easy. It cannot be 6, 7. See, you can't tell me it's 6, 7. Action. Can't tell me 6, 7. Blech. 6, 7. You want 6, 7? 6, 7. All right. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Yes. Good job, guys. Good job. And then we have a 5. Yes. So we have 90 and then we have 5. Yes, 95. You're still confused, Ethan? That's all right. Let's keep going a little bit more. So 95. Let me do a little review. So here's a little review. Oh, whoops, sorry. Whoops, sorry. That didn't go. We're supposed to do that. That's what we're supposed to do. So if you notice when the beads are touching the horizontal bar, the beads need to touch the horizontal bar, Ethan. When they do, that means it's being counted. This is 1. Do you see how this is 1? Because it's 1. So if I look at that, this is 1. But notice I have 1 and then this will be here. What number is this? That number is 5 and this will always be 5. So yes, this is 15. So now we have the number 15. And I'm going to color that in and I'm going to go to my next number. When I go to wow, you guys are pretty good. Thank you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 19. Oh my God, Hyde, you're so fast. Whoa, Jaden. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one. This is one, right? We have one. Now we have what number is this? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9. So what his number is? Yes, thank you, Hyde. Thank you. It is 100. It's not 110. It is 19. So 110, I would have to start over here if this is my ones. So 110 would look like this 110. That's what 110 was. I'm going to join this live whenever I can. Oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you. uh Nicole. There we go, Nicole. So when we do 110, that's what the 110 looks like. What we did before was 19. So it'd be 1 and then 9. That's what 19 is. So thank you guys. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. 19. We gotta do 19. So now we have the next one. Wait, I get you right. Oh, Maija. Oh, got it. Wait, Nija. I'm going to call you Nicole. I hope it's okay if I call you Nicole. Can you start anywhere? Ideally, you would start where the ones indicator is. So you have two locations to start. You can either start here or you can start here. There's a little dot. I don't know if you can see. There's a little black dot here. I don't know if you could see it, but there's a little black dot there, and that's where you would start. So we have 20. We have 1, 2, right? That's 20. And then we have 9, not 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there we go. That's 29. Thank you guys. Thank you. Wow, that's pretty good. Thank you so much for the flower headband. There we go. All right. So we have 29 and we're over here. Now we're in the next one. After that, Emily, you still around? After that, we have this one and then this one. Ooh, McKenna, yes, hide and seek. Christyle, Jocelyn, Bella, Kimberly. Hey, Emily. Yes, that's 18. Yes, right? You can't tell me you don't colorblind. Yes, the top one means it's 5. So this is 1, and so this would be 19. Sorry, 18. This is 1 and this is 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 18. This is 1 and an 8. Does that make sense, Chuma? So 18. And then we're going to go to this one. This one is going to be easy. Why is it going to be easy? Because it's the same number. We have this one and this one. And if we look, right, we have 5 and then 6, 7, and then 5, 6, 7, right? So then we look, thank you, McKenna. And what's going to happen is when you see it, Chuma, that these are place values. Every one of these is a place value. I started here with this dot indicator. This dot indicator is my ones indicator. So it's my ones and my tens. 6, 7, Val. 6, 7. Right. Up on blue means 0. Down is 5. Yes, thank you. Yes, that's what it is. Hey, good evening, Beal. 6. So we're going to do, no, it's not 6, 7. It's 77. Val is giving me a 6, 7. Oh my God. I'm so lucky that I know what that means. So when we look, Val, this is 20. We have 2. And in the tens, right? So this is 2. Does that make sense? And this is 1, 2, 3. This is 23. When we look, this is 23. I've been working really hard to learn abacus math over the month, but I'm afraid of multiplying. Multiplying's easy. Please, I'll show you. I show you. It depends on the energy, though. I don't know if Val is still here, but does that make sense? This is 23. How do I know it's 23? Because I have 2 and I have 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Bill, how's the job going? So we have 23, and then we're going to go over here, and now we're over here. This is easy. Why is this easy? Okay, this makes more sense. Only saw a couple examples, and I wasn't sure what the blue. Yeah, no, it's good. I got my abacus here when you want to show me the multiply. That's fantastic. Yes, this is 31. So when you notice, yes, the top bead will always be the value of 5. Ooh, sorry, guys. So the top bead will always be the value of 5. So when we look, this is 3, 1, 2, 3, and this is 1. So when I put it on my abacus, this is 31. It's good. I have an exam next week, and I don't want to study. Take it one step at a time. Do like 2 or 3 questions at a time and slowly go through it. So our final answer is Yes, 91. 90, because this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is 1. That's why it's 91. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 1. Oh my goodness, 200. Okay. Good luck. So Chuma, your 41 would look like this. It's an attention to detail. If you notice, I have 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. But my question was 91. Hello. Hello. Yeah, that 200 is a lot. So Chuma, does that make sense? When we add the 5, this is 4, right? 41. But when we add the 5, now we have 91. So we have to make sure we have an attention to detail. Great. So we just went through how to read the abacus. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. All right. Anybody have any questions while I clean up? Clean up. Oh, you know what? We're going to do is a reverse one. So here is the reverse one. What does the reverse one mean? The reverse one means that I give you the path, and you're going to have to color in what the number is. And this is not as interactive. So when I do 68, right, because I start here, I'm going to do 6. Whoa. I'm going to color in 5, 6, and I'm going to color in 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I come up to here and I notice that my 424, then I just got to color it in 20 and then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it brings me down to here. And then all I got to do is I felt my brain grow a little bit. So this is 67. 6, 7. Whoever said 6, 7. Val, this is your 6, 7. So we have 5, 6, and then we have 5, 6, 7. I have always wondered how the abacus works. Much simpler than I expected. Great expectations. 6, 7. See, right action? 6, 7. There's your 6, 7. Yeah. Yes, Pre. Yes, good. So this is 9, right? We know this is 9. So to do 9, all I got to color in is the 5 is 9 beads. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We want to pay attention to the horizontal bar that's there. This line that goes across, that's the horizontal bar. So then my next question is 51. I have 50 and I have 1. That's what I'm trying to do. And then this is what I call a reverse maze. I do like this actually. And it's kind of soothing because it's kind of the reverse of coloring. So this is 47. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 7. 1, 5, 6, 7. And then we have 30. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to leave this 0. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to leave this 0 because in the ones, this is 0. So we don't do anything in the 0. All right. So that's what this is. This is what we call this is what I'm calling a reversed maze. And I thought this was brilliant. The next one I'm going to do is circle the shape, but that's a different activity altogether. Right. All right. So now what are we going to do? We are going to understand how to move the beads. That's the next thing. Why are we going to learn that? Because we need to understand when we move the beads, what does it look like? What? That's so easy. Yes, it is easy. But we're changing also a mindset. When you look at it, in the abacus world, what we do is we focus on the add-in. In the mainstream math world, we focus on the result. But in abacus world, and I will always call it abacus world, what abacus world is, we want to focus in on the add-in, this thing that we're adding. So here's my number 5. When I add my number 5, I'm right here. And then when I add 1, I'm going to add 1. When I add 1, I'm going to just move my bead. I'm just going to move my bottom beat up, and my final answer is 6. Now, I don't know if anybody's seen my post, but with my husband's big fat fingers, I wanted to show that even with some pudgy fingers, you should be able to utilize this standardized abacus. This is a standardized size of an abacus, just so you know. When I was doing comparison, this is a standard size abacus. And if you notice, they're both the same size. And if you notice that the beads, there's ridges on the beads. You actually use the edge of the beads to move the abacus. You don't just put your full finger in and just try to do it like that. You don't do this, right? What you're doing is you're delicately moving the beads with the tip of your finger. The top of the edge, and that's how you're going to do it. Does that make sense? What about the 23? Same thing. 23 abacus. The 23 column abacus, Ethan, thank you so much for asking, is the same is the same thing. So if you notice, there's a ridge, and this ridge or this edge is what you use to move the beads. So it's exactly the same. So the difference between this is that this is made out of bamboo, these are made out of plastic, and it works all the same. I'm just letting you know they work all of the same. Oh yeah, you got the brown one. How many columns do you have, Hakeem? And then the other thing that was another complaint was that it's very easy to move. Yes. Oh, the 17 one? I don't have a 17. I have a 13 one, and I have a 23 column one. So 17 works just as good. Um, but then the other thing is when you're on the abacus, make sure you hold it, because it's very easy to mess up your answers. Just so you know, I don't want to hear anybody saying, "Oh my God, there was an earthquake and then all my answers all messed up." It's like, yes, that's what happens. That's what happens. This one I sell on my TikTok shop. The seven column one. But you can only do so many digits on the 7 columns, because you can only go up to 10,000. So depending on how big the numbers are, this may or may not be suitable for you. I usually use this one for the younger kids because the questions are not so big. Okay, so just so you know, they're very easy to mess up your answers. Okay, just so you know, and it's one of those things that you got to, one, be delicate, and two, it's not like it's difficult. It's very easy, like very gentle to move the beads. Okay, so just so you know, it's very easy to move the beads. That's a little bit okay. So that was a little bit about moving the beads, and I just want to make sure, because I did see somebody complain like, "Oh my God, I've got big fingers and I can't move my abacus." I'm like, I made a post. How do you add the numbers? Greedy. That's what we're going to do actually right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the numbers. When we add it, notice I'm doing the add-in. This is the add-in. When we do the add-in, and I already did the 1 plus 1. So then after 1 plus 1, right, we do 2. Well, that's kind of easy. Yes, the question will always be, do I have enough? Can I do it? Yes, I can. So this is 5, and I'm going to add the 2. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Because why? We are Bob the Builder. At this stage, we're Bob the Builder, and everybody says, yes, we can. So when I have this is 6. I'm going to put 6 on my abacus. I'm going to add the 2. Can we do it? Yes, we can. I've been needing an abacus. Oh, yeah. Hey, Green. So when we look at it, we always want to ask, can we do it? Yes, we can. And then we go with the 3. So after the 3, right? After 2, there's 3. And again, we're looking at the add-in. When we look at the add-in, because when we start going to the other questions, we will still focus on the add-ins. Thank you, Ethan. Yes, it is super fun and interactive. um, it's somebody's new hobbies. There's a lot of new hobbies spawning from Abacus, which is really quite funny. Okay, so when we look, this is 5, and after 5, we have 3. When we add the 3, can we do it? Yes, we can. We have enough beads to add 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to add 3 beads. So now I have 8. My final answer is 8. Now, and then we have 4. 4 is easy. Why? Because there's only two real questions that can be 4. It can either be 5 and then add the 4, or 0 and add the 4. But notice, here's another thing. Notice if we add, we can subtract. What does that mean? Well, notice when I have 4, I can take away the 1. When I take away the 1, that means I'm taking away from the horizontal bar. They're no longer holding hands. These beads are no longer holding hands. Now they're being separated by love. This is now 2. Oh my God, thank you for the rose, Ladybug. So does that make sense? When we look, when we add, we go to the horizontal bar. When we subtract, we go away from the horizontal bar. Now they're no longer holding hands. When I want to hold your hand, I'm going to go to the horizontal bar. When I want to be my own person, I'm going to take it away. So now we have minus. So when we look, again, notice I have the add, I'm adding, and now I have subtracting. Now this is the reason why we also want to do is we want to focus in on the add-in. When we focus on the add-in, we don't focus on the result. So here is, what number is that? That's 8. So I'm going to do 8. And my question is take away 3. Can we do it? Yes, we can. So I'm going to take away the 3. So my final answer is 5. So these are just pictures of the abacus, but there's also numbers, right? Numbers is the same. I just wanted to show the kids I just wanted to show the kids that it could be done any which way. So we have nine, we have nine. We have to take away the three, we're going to take away the three. One, two, three, and I take away the three. And our final answer is six. Bam! All right. Want to calculate, change the tax for customers? I think they'd be amused. Yes. Yes. Or they'll just call you an old Chinese person. So then we did the -4. We can do -4, but notice the questions are starting to get bigger. In abacus world, we actually go all the way to like 10 add-ins. So that's why we never go to the result because it doesn't make sense. How are you going to know what the result is after 10 add-ins? Anyways, so here I have 9, and then after 9, I take away the 4, and then I'm going to add the 4. And that's all I did. And my final answer is 9. So confused. How is 1 and 2? So ku is 1, 2, because it's touching the horizontal bar. So that's what 2 is. How is it 1 and 2? 1 and 2 is 12. I'm not sure what the question means. I'm not sure. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5. The toppy will always be 5. Because we have 5, then we can do 6. How do I know? 5, 6. Because remember, this is 1. If you add the 1 and you add the 5, now you have 6. So we have 2 and you add the 5, now we have 7. Hide. And then after we have 3, we got 3 going, right? 1, 2, 3. We see that that's 3 beads. Then we have add the 5, now we have 9. Not 9, we have 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So we do 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we add the 5. Now we have 9. Does that make sense, Cool Whip? Yep. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to add the 6. Adding the 6 is the same. What does that mean? I want to add the 2. I'm adding 2, and I want to add the 6. How do you know where the ones place is and the tens place? Oh, that's a very good question, Little. When we look at it, we want to look at the dot. These are dot indicators. If you notice, I have 2. These are my ones indicator. Just choose one like a Pokemon. You just need to choose one. What is the rightmost column? Decimals. Decimals, right? Because we have our ones, our decimal sits between the ones and the tens, and then we have our tenths and our hundreds. So when we look, we have our ones here. You could choose a Pokemon. You could choose Pikachu to sit here, but then you'd have to choose. Then you'd have to move all your ones over here. But then the problem is you don't have hundreds, right? Because you have your ones. But then you have all of these to be your decimal because your decimal is here. So we have our tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 1,000,000ths. How do you find the 9 that starts with the equation? How do you find the 9? How do you find the 9 in the equation? I'm not understanding. Sorry, Cadence. I don't understand that question. Like what when I add the 9, that's 9. So when I take away 6, I'm going to take away 6. I'm going to move these away. Is that what you mean? I'm not sure. We kind of slow. I don't know what that means. So what we're doing is 9 to start. So 9, this is 9 in the ones place. Because this is 9s in the ones place, and then I want to take away 6. We take away 6, we're moving it away from the horizontal bar. So that is now minus 9 take away 6. So my final answer is 3. When we look, I've just learned something on the internet. Then oh, when I do 13, this is 13. How do I know? Because it's my tens and my ones. We have 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, right? 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3. This is 13. Cool Whip, please be careful with your words. Those are not words that I like to be in this room. We're all learning and we're all just understanding. Everybody just needs to, whoever comes in my room just needs to be open with it. That's it. But don't be calling names. Thank you. I appreciate that. But no, we are not. Nobody is. It's just whether or not you're open to it. Thank you, Beal, for the heart me. Yeah, stop, guys. Yeah, no, it's all about what. Wait, it's all. Now we're talking about motivational speaking, right? It's all about the words you use in your head. If you think you are, then you are. But you can't use that. You can't be putting junk into your brain. Nobody is. Everybody learns at a different exactly, Bill. Everybody learns at a different pace, and everybody's coming in and everybody's coming into a conversation. Everybody comes into a conversation when I'm in mid thought. So when you do it, it doesn't help So no more bad words. Don't. Is it a bad word? It is, because your brain thinks it, then you're going to be it. Don't think it. You're smart. Your guys are very smart. You guys are open to learning math in the middle of the night. So, yes, great. I would. Yes, where can I get one? I do offer this one in my TikTok shop. I do offer the 13 column one in the TikTok shop too. Wait, how do you add? Oh, you know what, Zeke, what we're doing is we're moving the beads. So when we have the two, this is two, we're going to add two, and then all we're doing is we're adding six. When we add the six, this is five and six, and we're just bringing it together. When we bring it together, that's adding. When we take it apart, that is subtracting. Hello, Jose. Thank you for I get it. Okay, great. Thank you, Bree. I thought I never. Right. See, that's what I'm saying. You guys are pretty awesome being on a Friday night learning math. Like, who would have thunk? Always wondered what the abacus was. I know, right? New phone. Who's this? Okay. Yeah, right. So when we're adding it, we go to the horizontal bar. When we go away, right, we subtract. So notice in abacus world, we are adding, we're looking at the add-in. We have to look at the add-in. Same here. I just got out of work. Yeah, right. Yeah, you guys are tired and you guys are still wanting to learn how to read, how to do math in the middle of the night. I'm like, okay, if you guys want to learn how to do math in the middle of the night, I'm all for it. Jose. Okay, so then when we do two, right, midnight mathers, exactly, midnight math. We're doing midnight math. I have two. Now, when I add seven, I'm going to add five, six, seven. When I add seven, I'm going to bring them together like that. When I take it apart, I'm going to take it apart like that. Right? So this is two. And then my final answer is when I add seven, now I have my nine. I have nine. I always look forward to midnight math and morning math. Feel it's 1:30. Oh my goodness, you guys. See, that's what I'm saying. You guys are here in the middle of the night learning math. Like, who would do that? Why are you guys here? I honestly, I was like, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. Uh, Brianna, we can do 7 plus 7, but that's a little bit. That takes a little bit. By the way, oh yeah, your onion rings. How do you count on the average? Oh, Jose, it's fun. Any double rules? No, there's no double rules. So okay, we're done with adding. Simple adding, right? So the question now is, and this is a great intersection. What's gonna happen is what are we gonna do? Is what happens when there's not enough in abacus world? In the abacus world, we do not memorize. I want to see multiplication. Not just yet, Cool Whip. We're going to go adding first. You just taught me more in my elementary school in my math. Okay. I've locked and locked. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, oh, have a good night, Greedy. I hope to see you in my next live. What we're going to do is understand, the first thing we're going to do is understand that we do not memorize doubles. We don't memorize the strategy of doubles. What we're going to understand and memorize is, thank you for the follow, Emily. We're going to do is we're going to understand the concept of how to make a five. I don't know if you guys remember if this was ever taught to you how to make a five. And then if you notice, that's as far as it goes. It's like, okay, fine. Jose, not yet. So what's going to happen is factoring. We're not doing factoring. Well, yeah, this is it. This was like what, number factors or whatever it's called. So this is what they were teaching the kids, right? Four plus one is equal to five, and yeah, that's it. Fact families. That's what it is. Fact families. So one plus four. So we're going to utilize this. How are we going to utilize it? So we learn our fact families, but that's as far as it goes. But in abacus, I will tell you, in the abacus world, we actually take it to the next level. What does that mean? I'm going to add four. I'm going to add four to my abacus. I add four to my abacus. And notice I don't have any more beads. What the heck? What are we going to do? The sky's falling. No, the sky's not falling. What we're going to do is we're going to take it a step further. We're going to take it one step up. So the five of bonds, I've learned this in the five. I wish I learned it this way as a kid. Yeah. So when we do the four, we're going to understand that four and five, right? Is that the same? No, it's not the same. But to make it balance, we're going to minus the one. We're going to isolate this variable and we're going to substitute this information into here. Why? 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 Because we're going to utilize this 5. That's why. Does that make sense? We're going to utilize this 5. Notice if I add the 5, now it's too much. I need to take away the 1. So my final answer is 8. Yes. Thank you, Jose. We will do that. So what we just did is we leveled up our number bonds. We leveled up understanding our number bonds. I had the time of my life. I never felt this way before. I swear this is true. Oh, it makes sense. It's 5 base is not actually 5. Thank you, Jose. I appreciate that. Brianna, it is not 5 base because we can do it's a 10, it's a decimal. It's 10, it's a 10 base. Everything that's abacus, it's a 10 base. Yeah, we're going to do it again. So here's my next question. Let's do another question. Let's see how versatile. Let's see how versatile the 4 is. So I have 3. I'm going to add the 3. When I add the 3, right? I add the 3. My question is I want to add 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this 4 with this 4, right? When the 4 is matching, right? I'm going to substitute this information. So I'm going to add the 5. I'm going to take away the 1. So my final answer is 7. Does that make sense, Zeke? It's not a base. Yes. Yeah. See, yeah, it's not a base because you know what? I was reading up, Brianna, I was reading up what 5 base meant because I was like, oh, I should learn what 5 base meant. And what it was is a 5 base means that you're only using the numbers from 0 to 5. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Start over, Braden. 99. Hold on, Jose. Nutella. I love Nutella. Okay, Nutella has the word numbers 3303. 3303. Braden, did that make sense? So what we're going to do is we're going to read 1, 2, 3, 4. Every lower bead, 1, 2, 3, these are the lower beads. Underneath the horizontal bar is a value of 1. The top bead, which is this bead up here, is going to be a value of 5. Hey, KZ, welcome back. Oh my God. Okay, so Braden, what's going to happen is we have 5. When we have 5, we can add 1. Now we have 6. Does that make sense, Braden? Because if you're not here, I'm going to move on. I got things to do. Okay, good. So when we have 7, we have 5, 6, 7. We have 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. So this is 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. These are all 9s and they're all being counted. However, when I do this and I do 9, that's 9. If I do this, this is 90. How do I know? I know because every column is a place value. So I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000. When I look, this is 90. When I do this, this is 900. When I do this, this is 9,000. When I do this, this is 90,000. So when we're doing the beads and the question is so when I'm doing the beads, we're trying to figure out like what are we going to do if we don't have enough beads? So let's do another question. We have another question which is 2. We want to add the 2 to the abacus. And notice I want to add 4. I need to add 4. When I add the 4, there's not enough beads to add the 4. How do I do it? I can't add the beads. What I can do is I can utilize the 5 because there's no more freeloading numbers. I'm going to make all my numbers work for me. When I make my numbers work, what's going to happen is I'm going to utilize this 5. I'm going to add that 5. I'm going to make it work, and I'm going to take away the 1. Toodaloo, kangaroo. Right? Yes, thank you. 5 and 1. So notice, right? Notice we're using our pair. We're using the pair. We know that if we're looking for the 4, we're going to take away the 1. And it's the same thing. If you're looking for the 1, you take away the 4. Right? So what we did here is we're utilizing and making the 4 more versatile. So we are no longer memorizing our doubles. Does that make sense, Brianna? I think Brianna had asked if we do memorizations. That's what we were memorizing. We're memorizing formulas. We're memorizing would it work for 2? Hey, yeah. Let's do 2. Let's do 2. Let's do 2. What do you mean? Yes, yes. 2. 2. Right? We have 2. We're going to do 4. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 is equal to 5. That's too much. So we need to find a balance. We need to find a balance and we need to balance this equation. So we do a 3. So when we do it, we have our question. We have 4. We're going to add 4 to the abacus. Notice there's no more beads to add the 2. What do? I add the 5, take away the 3. And my final answer is 6. There is no number that you cannot utilize. Yeah, good. Right, Brianna? Right. Ooh, somebody took the red pill. Good, Bella. Yes, yes. Welcome everybody to the real world. I gotta find my clip. I gotta find my clip that has or Morpheus saying, "Welcome to the real world." And then I'll just play. Oh, that would be awesome! Every time you guys said it, oh, I'm gonna make a clip that says, I'm hoping that won't be copyrighted, but it's not long enough to be copyright infringement. Okay, okay. So will it work? Will it work for one? Yes, it will work for one, but there's only one question for one, right? And that one question is 4. If I add 4 and I'm going to add the 1, what do I do? Right? What do I do? I need to add the 1. See, my abacus got messed up. So I add the 1. I got to do the 1 minus the plus the 5 minus the 4. So what I'm going to do, plus the 5 minus the 4. And my final answer is 5. Now, what's going to happen? Notice, okay, we've done that. We're doing that. That's it. We're done. We're done. No, no. Because what happens? We can do minus now. When we do minus, we know how to subtract it, we know how to add it. It's very, very similar to minus, which is really amazing to me. Why? Because we're solidifying the concept, we're solidifying our understanding. So when we look, we have, let's say, 8. 8 minus 4. That's simple. We could do that. Why? Because we're going to isolate this variable. What has happened? We're going to move this to the other side. Minus 4 equals minus 5 plus 1. What? Yeah. So if I look, I have 8 and I have minus 4. Minus 4, and now I have directions. Have a good night. Have a good night. Thank you for the new knowledge. Yeah. Thank you, Emily, for joining. And there's no more there's no more excusing that you can't learn the abacus because you're colorblind. Right. So my directions is minus the 5 and plus the 1. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, okay. So if you notice, right, what you notice is now we are reversing our beads. This is a number pattern that you will see. So when we look, we're adding the 4, we have this number pattern. We minus the 4, we have that pattern. So when we look, we add or we subtract. This is this, so we have a balance, right? And it's the same thing with the other numbers. If we do minus the 3, right, we can do minus 3. Let's see, minus 3. Right, what are we going to do? It's what, 7? 7 minus 3. What are we going to do? 7 take away 3. Oh, we can do that. No, that's 8. There we go. 7 take away 3. There's not enough b's to take away the 3. What do we do? Minus 3 is equal to minus 5 plus the 2. I'm going to minus the 5, and then I'm going to plus the 2. So my final answer is 4. Thank you, Nutella. Yes. So what did we just do? We're understanding the concept. We just built our information, right? Can you do double digit equation? Yes, of course. But all it depends on what we're trying to do, right? So even with double digits, but even if I did this, I don't know, 17 plus 17 plus 15, we'll do that. So we have 17 plus 1, because we do the 1, and then we'll add the 5. Wait, I can't add the 5. Okay, what do we do? We can't add the 5. Okay, no more. We can't do this on the abacus. Of course we can. Of course we can. We teach the kids this concept of plus the 5 minus the 10. I'm sorry, plus 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. We are teaching children this concept. We're teaching the children how to do 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. We're teaching the kids how to do 2 plus 8 is equal to 10. Well, what do I want to do? I want to add the 5. Oh, there goes my answer. So we have 17, 17. I'll have my 1 and add my 5. Now to add my 5, what are we going to do? Add my 5, it's the same concept. We have 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. We're going to isolate our variable. Now that concept is now being solidified. We're going to take it and remove it over there. It's a pattern. If you see the pattern, hey, thank you again, hide and seek. Coming back tomorrow. Have a good night. Have a good night. Yeah, it's very late for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plus the 10 and then minus the 5. So plus the 10 minus the 5. And my final answer is 32. So, but yeah, we can do double digits. And that's it. So what I just do with the plus 10 is I understood how to carry on, carry the 1. Carry the 1. What else do we do with the 10? Carry the 1, grouping, regrouping. What else do we do? Grouping, regrouping, trading. That's what it is. Yeah, regrouping, and trading. So let's go a little bit further into the nines. Let's go further into how to make a 10. So it seems like we all understand how to make a 5, right? We know how to make a 5. Now we're going to do it's. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, you should go to bed. It's so late, Beal. Have a good night. I'll see you in my next live. And good luck on your test. So we have 3, and notice I have 3, and I want to add the 9. I'm going to add the 9, but I can't add the 9 because there's not enough beads to add the 9. So what's going to happen is what? I have 9 is equal to 10, right? But 10 is too much. I have to minus the 1. Notice these are my pairs. 9 and 10. 10 and 9. Those are my pairs. Yeah. Hey, JR. Welcome back. Have a good night, Bill. So what's going to happen is I'm going to plus the 10. Adding a 10 means 0, 1. 1, 0. 1, 0, 0, 1. I'm going to add 1 over here because I'm adding a 10. So I'm going to add a 10 and I have to take away the 1. So my final answer is 12. Up green. Oh, whoa. Up. Okay. Up green, orange down. Yes, 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 Brianna. Yes. So my final answer is 12. So what we're doing is notice that this is a number pattern. We have a 9. We want to add the 10 minus the 1. If I had 4 and I want to add the 9, it's plus the 10 minus the 1. And then if I have 2 and I plus the 9, it's plus the 10 minus the 1. So that's why we were practicing how to take away the 1. It doesn't matter which bead we're going to move. We just need to move one bead. I hope that makes sense. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Good. Good, Brianna. Whew. There's a kind of a few people there. All right. So what are we doing? Let's do another one. Are we okay with another one? We're going to do another one. Oh, we did that one. We did 4. We did 4. We can do 8. We'll do 8. Right? So what we're doing is 8. There we go. We do 8. We do 9. Let's do 9. We're going to do 9, right? We do 9. We have 9. We don't memorize doubles. We know our formula. To add another 9, all I have to do is plus the 10 minus the 1. So my final answer is 18. I love that it literally tells you what to do. Yes, yes, exactly. It tells you exactly what to do. And it's like you don't have to, and it's so obvious. It's just amazing. But see, that's what I'm saying. Because we have restrictions, we're able to maneuver around it. Yeah, yeah. Would you say this method greatly improves your mental math? I think so. I think I'm getting better at visualizing my numbers because now I see the quantity. I can see a few things, but I learned it when I was older, and so it's not as ingrained as it would be if you learned it when you were 5, if that makes sense. So my kids, I have 3 boys, they've all gone through the abacus curriculum and they all know abacus. And are they fast? They're pretty good. They understand their numbers and they have a really good sense of flexibility and they're very creative. And you'll see when we start going into the questions, you'll see the creativity and the analytical thinking that happens. But I myself, I don't practice to go faster, and I don't practice to do mental math, if that makes sense. My practice is to be a better teacher and to be able to be more, trying to make abacus more, more mainstream. So that's where my skill is. My skill is to try to make it easy for everybody to understand, and to, is the standard size abacus, just depends on what you need. Yes, exactly. So with the standardized abacus, it just depends on how big your numbers are. So size matters. When we look, hello, Roland P. Summer. So when you're doing it, it depends on how big your numbers are. Usually, if it's an older, you could do like multiplication questions that's 5 digits times 5 digits easily on a 13 column one. You're going to struggle if you do 5 digits times 5 digits on a 7 column one, if that makes sense. But if you wanted to, you can get the 23 column one, but it is a little much. I think it's a little much because I don't think the questions that we get are going to be this big. Or yeah, because 23 columns is like super big. I think 13 will suffice for your. Hey Anubis, welcome back. So, prick, was that, did that make sense what I said about abacus? And that's what it is. Like I don't focus on mental math because I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for everybody else to understand. So I think my skill is a little bit different. So okay, so we understand this. So guess what? Guess what? If we know how to add, we know how to subtract. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 17 from 9. 17 minus 9. Oh, that was horrible, but I get it, right? 17 minus 9. So notice if I do 17, I have 17. I want to take away the 9. What? Take away the 9? It's the same pattern. Minus the 9 is equal to minus the 10 plus the 1. So I'm going to minus the 10 and I'm going to plus the 1. All I got to do is just add the 1. And that's it. Oh my God, I've never met someone who's watched House of Anubis. Sabine. Okay. I could have, I didn't want to say their name in the beginning. I just said Anubis all the time. House of Anubis. Okay. So that's a TV show. I didn't know that. Thank you. I will check it out. You know what I really like is Elementary with Lucy Liu and Jason Miller, I think his name is. I really like that show. I just found that one. They've been around for 7 years or something. Yeah. You guys are funny. All right. So that's what adding and subtracting. Okay. So what's going to happen after that? Oh, what we got to do is now we're going to understand how to do two-step equations. So are we okay with understanding? So you okay? That's the secret. That's the secret. The secret is if you know how to add the 5 and make a 5, and you know how to make a 10, you will know how to do everything, how to add and subtract everything. So if you're looking for any of these books, I'm selling it in my TikTok shop, and I'm also selling it here. Hello, my name is Lynette, and I teach abacus. I've been teaching abacus for 20 years. Thank you, Jess. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you guys are learning. I hope you guys are understanding and how easy it is and the benefits of learning the abacus. So when you look, I find it a benefit for the kids to know how to use the abacus, and I don't really pressure them to know this how to do it in the have a good night, Brianna. I don't pressure them to know how to do it in their head because I think it's too much that they try to do everything in their head. I even write down like my checklist. I have my checklist. I write it down. I don't keep it in my head. So why are we telling the kids that they need to do it in their head? Okay, so here's another question. The other question is I had one parent, they're like, well, isn't it the same when they add the 8 plus 5 is the same as 5 plus 8? Well, if you noticed, right, we in the abacus world focuses on the addend. Have a good night, Brianna. So we focus on the addend. What we're doing is we're focusing on the addend. Why? Because it's all about the addends. When we say this one, we have 8 and we have to plus the 5. Plus the 5 is what? plus 5 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 5. So I'm going to plus the 5 and minus the 10. Now it makes sense, right? So my final answer is 13. Well, isn't that the same as this? No, it's not. Because when we look, we add the 5. Now we're going to add the 10, add the 8. We know plus the 8 is equal to plus the 10 minus 2. So I'm going to plus the 10, but I have to take away the 2. What? Can you do it? No, you can't. What's another way to do it? Another way to minus the 2. What is another way to minus the 2? We know how to minus the 2. We can, oh, here it is. We can utilize our 5. So minus the 2 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 3. So I'm going to minus the 5. I'm going to add the 3. So my final answer is 13. This is what we call a two-step equation. Why? Because we had this, and then we had this. That is why it's called a two-step equation. There's more steps. There's more steps. But that's the fundamentals of it. Does that make sense? So what we're doing is we're understanding how to utilize our two, and we're trying to Tetris their way. We're trying to build and Tetris our equations. Anybody have any questions? We can do another one. There was another one. The other one was 7 plus 7. And again, we don't memorize our doubles. What we do is we do 7 plus 7. When we have 7 plus 7, right? We have 7. We need to add another 7. There's not enough beads to add the 7. What do? Plus the 7 is equal to plus the 10 minus 3. Well, we're going to add the 10, and we got to take away the 3. What? We can't take away the 3. To take away the 3, what do? We know we have to minus the 3 equals minus 5 plus 2. So we're going to minus the 5, and we're going to add the 2. So my final answer is 14. First timer, do we assign the slots digits? Yes. Well, no. We choose, welcome, Jonathan. We choose our indicator. We have two dot indicators. We have our ones indicator, which is here or here. You can choose any one, like a Pokemon. So if we look, this is how we would label it. Every column is a place value. I chose this one. So this is my ones. So my ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000. When we look, the decimal sits between the ones and the tenths. Because the decimal sits between the ones and the tenths, now I have decimals, right? So I have my tenths and hundreds. When I count, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after 4, we have 5. All the values, all the top bead has a value of 5. So if I did this, this is all counted as 5. However, when I look at it, this is now 0, and now I have 5. But then if I do this, this is 50. If I do this, this is 500. If I do this, this is 5,000. If I do this, this is 50,000. Does that make sense, Jonathan? So when I'm doing this, every column is a digit. When I do this, this is 9. 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 90, 9, and then 0. We can do 91. We can do 92, 93, 94, and then 95. After 95, we have 96, 97, 98, 99. And then what's after 99 is 100. That's what 100 looks like. Jonathan, does that make sense? If you're still around, if you're not, I'm going to move forward. Okay, good. Okay, good. Let me know if you have any more questions, but thank you so much for asking. Because, when you come in, it doesn't make sense if nobody tells you how to read the abacus. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and especially like why do I start here? Oh, I said that. I start here because I have a dot indicator, right? So what we can do is we've gone through adding and subtracting, right? And so what we can do now is we can do multiplication. Multiplication. What? Yeah, it'll be easy. Easy. But the first thing we're going to do is understand when we do multiplication times 6. We don't memorize anything higher than 9, right? We need to know our multiplication fact, and it goes all the way to 9 times 9. Anything other than that, we don't need. It gets redundant. Why? You'll see. You'll see. So what we're going to do is we're going to count our digits. Why? We're going to count our digits because we need to understand where are we going to put our answers. Because if you put it here, then you might get the wrong digits. It might be in the decimals, right? If you put it over here, it might be too much. Like you put too many zeros. But we need to understand on the abacus, where do we put it? When we do it, we're going to count our digits. 1, 2, 3. So we count 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to start here. And I'm going to move it up a little bit. So what's going to happen is, thank you for the hearts, everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. 18, so right? 6 times 3 is equal to 18. I had my 1. I had my 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now what do? 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is equal to 12. I had 1, I had 2. That's it. Easy. That's multiplication. What? Yes. Hello. Hello. Does that make sense? So what did we just do? We just did multiplication. When we do multiplication, it's a lot about just, figuring out how to add the numbers. And it's easy because we move the beads. The question goes back to, can we do it? Yes, we can. So my final answer, what is my final answer? Who can tell me what my final answer is? Please let me know in the comments what my final answer is. I don't know if anybody else is here. Okay. Yes, thank you, Jonathan. 192. I guess it's just you and me. Yes, 192. We have 109, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 2. 1, 2. Good. I've never learned how to use an abacus when I was in school, but it makes math so much easier. It does make math so much easier, Cass. Yes. It's really quite interesting, and it's a little, it saddens me that we don't teach our kids this. So I live vicariously through my kids. And I wish I knew how to do abacus when I was young, but I think I would have been a different person if I did know it. Um, did I struggle with math? I didn't struggle with math, but there was a lot of memorization. So in abacus, we don't need to memorize doubles and all this and that. There's strategies. We don't do like too many strategies. We have procedurals that we do. And there's another terminology that they're coming around saying procedural fluency. And I'm like, okay. But in abacus, there is a procedure for everything, just as I counted these beads. So we can do another one. We could do, let's see. Let's do a few more multiplication. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Can we do this one? Let's do this one. 49 times that by 8. I just joined. Is there any way you can give the rundown of the basics of the abacus? Same. Yes. Okay. So before, with adding and subtracting, we're cutting the steps. So before, with adding, and we're cutting out steps. No, we're not cutting out steps. We're not cutting out steps. So let's go back. Let's do a review first. So when we read it, whoops, let's see. Okay, when we read it, we're going to count 0. When we look at 0, 0 just means that there's no beads touching this horizontal bar. So when there's no beads touching a horizontal bar, then we do 1. 1 looks like that. So 1 bead to touching the horizontal bar, like a little extra work. Abacus, yes, abacus cuts out the extra steps because we have fundamentals we need to know. But then after that, you can add and subtract anything under the sun, if that makes sense. So I know that they do like these things, right? And then they do these, and then you got to add them together, and then you got to trade it in, and you got to regroup and stuff. We don't need to do that in an abacus. The reason why is because the abacus tracks our numbers for us. So I think that's what you're talking about, and I do believe that the abacus and the method of abacus makes it a lot easier. So when we're looking at it, and we will go through it right now, when we're looking at it, we only need to know how to make a 5 and how to make a 10. And when you know how to do these two together, then everything under the sun is can you can add everything under the sun. So, Enrique and Uralden. So we have two. This is what two looks like. One, two. We have three. One, two, three, and then we have four. One, two, three, four. After four, this is the value of five. Because we have five, we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, what's after nine? Well, what is after nine? After nine is 10. When we look, every column is a place value. So we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000. So when we look, this is 9. Well, what's 10? 10 is that. How do I know? Because this is 1 and this is 0. I choose my Pokemon. I choose this dot indicator to sit right here. This is my ones place. You could choose this one, but then you would have to move everything over and then you don't have any hundreds. Enrique, are you still around? Yura, are you still around? So when we look, we have 11, right? This is 11. Okay, good. You're still there. Okay, good. Because you guys were so quiet. I don't even know if you're here. So this is 11, and then 12, 13, 14, and then 15. After 15, we have 16, 17, 18, 19. After 19 is 20. Well, when we look, this would be 520, 523. 523, 7,523. So now the wheels. Oh no, that's fine. I just want to make sure you're still in the room. Cuz you know what I mean, like cuz I don't know who's in the room or not. So when we look, I misplaced it. So I look, this is my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000. When I see it, I can read it. And then that was what we did here. So I have 3. I'll put 3 on my abacus. Notice it's only 3 beads. And then here's 4. 4 looks like this. And then we have 5. 5 will always be the top bead no matter what. Oh my god. It's I want to buy one. It's in my TikTok shop. I sell this one and I sell another one. So this is a 7 column one and then this is a 13 column one. And size matters because it's all about the size of the numbers, right? So if you have bigger numbers then obviously size matters. You can do this one, which is 13. And still the same thing. You have these dot indicators. You notice that there's these dots right here. I can choose any one of these as my ones indicator. Just you got to choose one. But notice that they're grouped into threes or fours. They're group separators. So we have our ones, thousands, millions, billions, and trillions. But then if you want to track the national debt, you would need something bigger, the 23 column one, because we're now above trillion, right? So with 23 columns, you'll be able to track the national debt. What's the difference between these ones? Well, this one is made out of bamboo and this one's older. This is as old as long as I've had it. I've been teaching abacus for about 20 years and or more than 20 years. And so this is made out of bamboo and the beads are working the same, right? You see the beads? They're a little bit smaller, but this is a standard size of an abacus. When I look at this is plastic and it works exactly the same. Notice that when you look at the beads, they're very easy to move. So even if you bump it a little bit, your answers are gone. Just so you know. So I would recommend hold the abacus with your left hand and you do the calculations with your right hand. So now what we're doing is we're talking about the fundamentals of how to move the abacus, right? Why you should hold the abacus. See, I did that and my whole abacus messed up. So even the littlest tap will mess up your answer. Just hope that you don't have an earthquake when you're in the middle of a very long question. So, That's one. That's two. Okay, hold the abacus, and this is a standard size. So if you look, they're it's standard, right? And then now, if you notice that the beads, the way the beads are, there's a little ridge, there's an edge. You actually utilize that as the advantage. You only need to move it with the edge of the beads. You don't go in it, and you don't like put your fingers in like that. You don't do that. You don't need to do that. You just need to use the top of your fingers and just gently move the beads up and down. Does that make sense? I just made a TikTok. I just make a post out of this, and it's like at 20,000, 200,000 views. It was crazy, and I didn't realize it, but I take it for granted how I move the beads because I've been moving the beads for so long. But when you have it, if you ever get an abacus, you only want to touch the edges. That's all you want to do. It's very easy. It's very easy to move. And so you only want to use the touch, and it's a delicate. It's not delicate. It's like featherweight, if that makes sense. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to add. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the beads. We're going to learn how to add. When we're adding, we want to make sure we understand that we're going to understand the add-in, not the result. We do not focus on the result. In abacus world, we do not focus on the result. We focus in on the add-in. Why? Because that's the add-in that we need to do. We need to understand. Thank you for taking the time to explain this. Yeah, not a problem, Jonathan. I just don't know where everybody is. And I think everybody who understood abacus left. So when we do it, we add the five. We're going to add the five. We add the five. Now, if you notice, I'm going to add the one. That's what we're trying to do is we're trying to add the one. When we add the one, I only want to move my one bead. That's all I'm doing. I need to be like Bob the Builder and be like, can we do it? Yes, we can. We can do one. When you look at it and the next number is two. The question is to how to add a two. I'm not going to memorize this. I'm going to look at my abacus. I'm going to be like, can I do it? Yes, I can. I just ordered an abacus. Woo! That's fantastic. So I have two, and then I want to add another two. Can I do it? Yes, I can. So I added two. So my final answer is four. I'm not going to memorize how to make a four. I'm going to memorize how to move a two. So when I look at it, I have six. When I have six, I'm going to add a two. I'm going to move any of these two beads. Make sure it's only two beads, right? Only move the two beads. These are the two beads I'm going to move. Now notice if I add the two, I go into the horizontal bar. When I subtract, I take it away from the horizontal bar. So when I add it, this is my answer. It's 8. When I subtract 2, now I have 6. So it's all about the movements of the beads. Yura, are you there? Yep. Cool. Jonathan, you okay? Enrique? Anubis? 4. 4. 4. Good. Good. So 4, we're adding 4. This one's not there's not a lot of questions for 4. There's either 0 plus 4 or 5 plus 4. Oh, see? Did you see that? Because I flicked it too hard, my 5. Oh, I didn't do it. Okay, yeah, I don't know. It, even if you flick it too hard, yeah, see? My 5 moved. So you have to be, don't flick it too hard. Yeah, it's like Thor. Anybody watch Thor? And you flicked too hard. Yeah, that's what it is. Don't flick too hard. Don't be, what's his name? Was it Hercules? Zeus. It was Zeus. It was Zeus. And he flicked off, he flicked Thor's clothes off. You flicked too hard. That's what it is. And that's why you have to be careful with the abacus. Don't flick too hard. So if I did this, yeah. Yeah, anyways. All right. So that's what we're doing. I will have to remember that. Don't flick too hard. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Love and Thunder. Yes. So we added the 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take away the 1. Right? We know how to add the 1. Now we know how to subtract the 1, which is exactly the same but opposite. So if I have 3, I'm going to take away the 1. All I got to do is just remove the 1. And notice I'm just taking it away. And so it's easy for the kids to see how to do subtraction. Whereas in mainstream math, it's hard to see because they just have one takeaway. Yeah, anyways, they do it through numbers. Like they do it through symbols. This is a symbol. So understanding that this is a symbol, it doesn't help the kids to see what we're doing. We're taking away, meaning that that's less, right? So it's the same thing with 2. If I have 4, I'm going to take away 2. I'm going to take it away, which means I'm going to remove it. I'm going to take it down. I'm going to move it away from the horizontal bar. Yeah, sorry. If you're going to explain later, I'm just impatient on how do you add the numbers above 5? Woo! We will go. We will go. We will go. You know why? Okay, so this makes sense, right? We add, okay, before we get there, we're going to get there. We add 6. We want to add the 6, right? We take away 6 and we add the 6. We know that. Okay, so we're okay with that, right? We know how to move the beats. That's fine. I just want to make sure that we go through the steps because I don't want people complaining. I don't understand. So what we're gonna do now is yes, we're gonna go up. Let's do the first one. Is let's go to 8. Let's go to 8. Why? 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 Because we need to understand this thing. We need to understand this thing called making a 5. Why are we going to do that? Because we have this one question, and again, we don't memorize our doubles. We'll do 3. I add 3 on the abacus. And what I do is I need to add the 4. Notice I cannot add the 4. So it's so we can make single digits. You can make what with single digits? I'm not understanding that question. If I want to add the 4, I want to utilize this 5. There's not enough beats to make a 5. There's not enough beats to add the 4. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to add 4 here. How do I add 4 to this? I cannot add 4. I know there's this concept. This concept is plus the 4 is that. So what does that mean? Well, now we're going to go into some algebra. We need to isolate this variable and we're going to move this over here. So when I rewrite the equation, it's 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus the 1. So I'm going to do is I'm going to plus the 5. That's too much. I need to subtract the 1. Whoa, that's not 1. There we go. I need to subtract the 1. My final answer is 7. Does that make sense? So the biggest question is, do we have enough? We can do it again. We could do it 2. On my abacus, I want to add 4. When I add 4, there's not enough. What do I do? Plus 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1. Right? What I do, I isolate that variable and I move this to here. So then I can substitute this equation into here. So I'm going to plus the 5 and I'm going to take away the 1. Slow down. I'm having trouble keeping up. Oh, nobody cares. Are you? Oh, hey, welcome back. I believe Enrique. Yeah. Does that make sense? So we can do it again. We can do it again. We'd have 4. Again, don't memorize the doubles. What we do memorize is how to make it, right? So we have 4, and we want to add another 4. To add another 4, we're going to plus the 5, and we're going to take away the 1. Yes, it's making better sense. Yes, yeah, it takes time. It all just takes time. You just do it a few more times, and it'll be fine. But don't forget, it's different because I'm doing it. If you did it, you could see it and you can you could see it and you can move it. It's better if you moved it, but obviously it doesn't happen that way, right? And if you have an abacus, you can follow along. But it is better if you had the abacus, But obviously it's different. So we can do it again. Like, um, let's do another one. No, let's do three. We do three. Three is the same concept. So if I had four and I want to add three, Can I add the three? No, I can't add the three. What do? I know this concept. Hold, please. When I add three, what do? I'm going to isolate my variable. 3 is equal to 5. Wait a minute. That's too much. So I need to minus the 2. So what do? Plus the 5, take away the 2. And my final answer is 7. Okay? All right. So now we're going to go into Enrique's question. What is the question? Well, I want to do 8 plus 4. Let's do 8 plus 4. 8 plus 4. Oh, good. Yeah. Good, good, good. So, but see, the thing is we're utilizing these family facts. In abacus world, we make it into we actually take it one step further. So the question is 8 plus 4. We know how to do 4. What's going on with that? Let's see. 8. Is it here? There it is. 8. We can do plus 4. Can we do plus 4? Yeah, because we have it right here. Let's do it. So I'm going to 8. I'm going to add the 4. Wait a minute. I can't add the 4. What? But why? You notice when I add the 4, whoa, can't do that. You'll notice when I'm trying to add the 4, what is it? 4 is equal to 5 minus 1. So when I have 8, I'm going to take away the 5. I'm going to add the 5 and then minus the 1. I'm going to add the 5. That's a problem. I can't add the 5. What are we going to do? Ruh-roh. Well, this is where we have making a 10. What's making a 10? Making a 10 is what? The friend of the pair of 4 is 6. So if I rewrite this, I want to do 4 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 6. That just gave me directions on how to use the abacus. So I'm going to plus the 10, 0, 1. I'm going to add the 1 here. I'm going to add my 1. I'm going to take away the 6. So I'm going to take away the 6 like that. So my final answer is 12. So there you go, Enrique. That's when you get more than 10. But we had to go through the process so you could see the patterns. Oh, I don't know if Enrique's still here. Nobody cares. Oh, hey. Yeah, right? It's slow, right? No, it's not slow. It's looking at something different. It's looking at, and it's a different way of seeing things. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. So we can do it again. We have 4. I'm sorry, 7. We can do 7. So let's do 7. 7 plus 4. I want to add 4. Can I add a 5? No, I can't. I'm already utilizing it. So what do? I have to plus the 10 minus the 6. So my next level, I have to plus the 10. 1, 0. 1, 0. 10, right? 1, 0. That's a 10. So 1 and then 0. And then I have to take away the 6. I'm going to take away the 6. That's all I got to do. Minus the 6. So my final answer is 11. Okay, I think Enrique's gone. I guess he was too impatient. Hello, Mrs. Digital Wonder. Does that make sense? So what we're doing is we are utilizing a the 10 formula and the 5 formula. Yeah, George, I just joined. I'm so lost. Ah, sorry, George. See, I think Enrique didn't. He was too impatient. So, George, just so you know, we're reading the abacus. So when we read the abacus, it's one, two, three, four, and then after four. How do I know this is four? Because anytime these beads are touching this horizontal bar, this is counted. So this is the horizontal bar that tracks our beads. So we count it as four. Now five will always be the top bead. This is five. This is five. All of these columns here is zero. So we have five, and these are all zeros. So five and then six. How do I know? Because we did one. All the lower beads has a value of one. When we add the top bead, it will be five. So we have five and we have six. When we have one and we add the five, we have six. When we have two, we add the five. Now we have seven. Five, six, seven. We have three beads. One, two, three. We add the five. Now we have eight. Five, six, seven, eight. We have four beads. One, two, three, four. And then we add the five. Now we have nine. George, does that make sense? Five, six, seven, eight, nine. Okay. Okay, good, George. You're still here. So when I look at it, see, it the only one thing about the well, yeah, I mean it's fine, but not knowing whether the people are here or not is the that's why I have to ask you to always comment so I know you're still here. So what we're gonna do is clean up a little bit. No, so why am I counting over here? Well, I I have I don't know. I don't play Pokemon, but I know that there's a thing called choose a Pokemon. And so if you notice, I'm going to choose a dot. So you can choose any of these. You can choose any of these dots. These are my ones indicator. My ones indicator, I like to use this one because then I have bigger numbers, meaning that I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000. Notice that I have my decimal and my tenths and I had my hundreds. When we look, I have 9. After 9 is 10. 0 and 1. This is 11, 12, 13, 14. I can count by tens. 24, 34, 44. And then we have 54. After 54, we can do 64 and then 74. Mm. Make sense? Let me know if you have any questions. So when I come, if I chose this dot, then I would have to move everything over here. If I move everything over here, then I don't have a place for ones. So that's why I like to start from here. That's why I have it like that. This is how we read the abacus. When we read the abacus, then we can start moving the beads. Can you show how the prodigy children make super fast calculations for fun? Yeah, but they're not really prodigy children. They just practice the abacus. And if you practice the abacus, you could do it too. It just depends on how much practice. It's like playing a piano. Okay, just it's really not that difficult. What it is just as long as you're open to learning something new. Yeah. So, but um, this is like an art. I like it. Yeah, and if you could, if you do have your own abacus, you can see it better, you can feel it, and you can see it better. Oh, one other thing before I forget, this is a standard. Some people were complaining, this is a standard size of an abacus. This standard size of an abacus, even if you have big burly hands, you don't need to like go through all of the things. What you do is when you move the beads, you're delicately taking the edge of the beads and you're moving it up and down like that. Right now we're stuck on working on making the fives and the tens stick. Yeah. So when we're doing it, we understand, right? When you move the beads, it's a delicate thing. It's just a minor touch, right? And you can move it. The beads are very easy to move. I don't know if you were here for that, but if you flick too hard, like Thor, like Hercules and Thor, Zeus, you'll mess up your numbers. See, when I flick too hard, all my fives moved up. So don't flick hard. Anyways, so when we do it, also right, realize that you just need to move it with the edge of the beads. So we're back to this and we're back to this. We understand how to make a number. Okay, so we made a number and we're doing that. Okay, so we did this. We understand how to make a four. So we're going to continue on how to, what are we doing? We do five. We do five. So representation of the delicate nature. Yes, yes, and it's also attention to detail. So interesting about this is understanding the attention to detail, which means I know where my ones is, and I know if the top bead is touching the horizontal bar or not. There's some people that forget that there's a top bead, so it's about looking at the abacus and seeing, having attention to detail, and you'll notice that you can look at the dots and it will tell you this is my thousands. So when we look, we have a 13 column, a 13 column abacus. This is a 7 column abacus. This is a 13 column, and notice size matters because it just means bigger numbers. So if you choose, right, you could choose this ones, then you have ones, thousands, millions, billions, and trillions. So when we look, I think I will practice on my own. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah, nobody cares. If you can practice on your own, you will see it much better than just watching me. And so I do have books that's on abacus specific questions. Oh yeah, this just came about, which is kind of cool. This is my new book that I came out, and what it is just a bunch of questions, but I broke it up into specific numbers, and so I kind of like it. So this was like only, we're focused on the how to make a seven, and so all of these questions have like some sort of seven in it when we're adding the seven, and this is just practice. If you wanted, there's this one which is like the lesson. These are the lessons. Yeah. So uh yeah, so we got that, and we're adding and we're subtracting. We're Thank you for the follow, Brianna. And then what are we doing? I think that's it, right? So, oh, that's it. We're understanding how to make a four. We did this. Okay, we did four. We did seven. Did we do seven? I don't remember anymore. Okay. So, oh, okay, before I forget, notice adding a four, there's two sets of equations. There's either how to make a 5 or how to make a 10. The books are awesome. My daughter was saying more and more, let's do more. Oh, thank you. But we had been going. Really? That's fantastic. I had to say no, no more today. That's funny. That's so funny. Oh, that's so beautiful. I appreciate that. Hey, if you could, it would be nice if you put a review. I don't know if it works over there in Canada. That's okay. But yeah, they talk about, having reviews and stuff, but that's fantastic. I'm so happy about that. Yeah, I try to make my advocate my books understandable so then you can teach your child. Oh, so I had a question, sign. I thought you said you had an abacus teacher. How did you find the abacus, which is the other question? Um, yeah, like I want to know, like, how did you come about to like find an abacus, and I thought you had an abacus teacher. Because they gave you the questions on how to do it. But okay. Um, yes, I could definitely leave a review. The books are so fun, especially when she colors. Yeah, yeah, that was the big thing. Is I wanted them to write and color and cut, and so I was actually working on my next book. Oh, did I show you that? I'm working on my next book, and I have um. This is what it's going to look like. Um, Yeah. So this is what it's going to look like. And it's making of it's the -5. Hello, Neon Panther. I was just showing off my new book. This is the cover that I decided on. And it's supposed to, because I have owls. So, but yeah. And then I was going to, yeah. So, thank you for liking the live. But that's fantastic. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I try to make the books self-explanatory. Okay, so we're back to, I don't know, Jonathan, are you still here? Do you have any questions? Where are we stuck on? Are we still on the 5 making the 10? Oh, there's still 13. Enrique, I don't know if Enrique is still here. Still following. Where did we stop at? Where do we want to go? Do you want to do more adding and subtracting? We Oh, here. Did we talk about this one where we're talking about two-step equations? So you understood that we have the plus the 5 and minus and plus the 10. So when we do this, now the next step is to mix it together like Tetris. So what does that mean? Well, like this question here. We have these are the same answers, but the difference is the add-ins. So when I do this, 8, I do 8, and I'm going to plus the 5. If I add the 5, what do? I know I'm going to plus the 5 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 5. So I plus the 10 and I take away the 5. I came in right about here. Yeah. So before I continue on, does adding the 5 and adding the 10 make sense now? Right? So what we're doing is add the 5. And so that's where we get 13. So the difference here is when I have the 5, I want to add the 8. When I add the 8, I have my formula. I want to plus the 10 minus the 2. I want to plus the 10. I want to take away the 2. Now you understand I can't do a minus 2 here. I need to utilize how to make a 5. I need to minus the 2. Minus the 2 is what? Minus the 2 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 3. This is the Thank you, Neon Panther. Yes. So this is the number pattern we're looking at. The number pattern is when I add the 2 or take away the 2. Add the 2, take away the 2. So notice I is two-step. The two-step method is tricky. It is tricky. It is tricky. But you take it one number at a time. That I think that was the thing, is like you take it one number at a time, because I had a few people that said the same thing. And I think what it is being able to isolate every column, it makes the difference. Isolating each column makes a difference, and that's why it's a yeah. So, and then we have this one, right? 7 plus 7. Again, we don't memorize doubles. What we do memorize is our formula. So we know 7. I have my 7. I don't have enough beats to add the 7. What do? 7 is plus the 10 minus 3. So I'm going to plus the 10 and I take away the 3. Notice I need to take away the 3 right here. To take away the 3, there's not enough. What do? I need to minus the 3 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 2. These are directions. Just follow the directions. I'm going to minus the 5 and I add the 2. So my final answer is 14. Yes, thank you, Neon Panther. It is minus the 5 plus the 2. So my final answer is 14. There it is. Okay. So that's what two-step is. That's all it is. I mean, we could do more two-step, because I do think that having a two-step equation is pretty fascinating. Um, there we go. Okay. We could do another one. So we could do 49. We'll do another color. Let's do another color. 49 plus 8. I understand the two-step. It's just I want to stick to one-step method as long as possible. Yeah. Yeah. So my books are all still one steps. Possibly not confuse my child. Yes, exactly. So all my books that you have right now is all one step. They should not have No, I take that back. No, they should not have. I fixed the typos. They should not have any two steps in there, if that makes sense. So when we have it, right, we have 49, we have 40, and we have 9. Um, then what do? We add the 8. When we add the 8, how do we add the 8? There's not enough beads to add the 8. So I want to add the 8 here. Adding the 8 is what? Minus the 2, plus the 10. So I'm going to take away the 2, and then I'm going to plus the 10. Plus the 10 means 1 and 0. 1 and 0. Notice I don't have any more beads to add the 1. I don't have any beads to add the 1. What do? Plus the 1 means what? Plus 1 is equal to plus 5 minus 4. Thank you, Neon. Hey, Nora! Plus the 5, take away the 4. So my final answer is 57. Welcome back, Nora. I fell asleep last time I was here. I was so thank you for me. Yeah, yeah. I was actually gonna do more. Okay, we can do more. Oh, my answer is 57. 57. So, okay. I mean, let's see. So we can do um 37 plus. I'm sorry, plus 26. Oh, sorry, can't see that. So we're gonna add 37. 37. We add 26. So when we add 20, right, we add 20. Can we do it? Yeah. How do you add 20? Plus 2 is equal to plus 5 minus 3. Yes, thank you, Neon. So I'm going to plus the 5, take away the 3, right? And then what do? I have to plus the 6. Plus the 6. Plus 6 is equal to plus 10 minus 4. So I plus the 10 and I take away the 4. Plus the 10. I'm going to plus the 10. Now I need to take away the 4. How do I take away the 4? How do I take away the 4? Thank you, Neon. So minus the 4 is what? Minus 4 is equal to minus 5 plus 1. I'm going to minus the 5. I'm going to add the 1. So my final answer is 63. Cool? Yeah? Let's do another one. We can do another one. We'll do, uh, we'll do this is cool. Hey, George, you're still here. Okay, great. 46 plus 28. This is add. We're going to add it because adding's easier. So we're going to put 46. 46. What do? Plus 20 plus 8 plus 20. We're going to add the 2. Can we add the 2? Can we add the 2? How do we add the 2? Thank you, Neon. So plus 2 is equal to plus 5 minus 3. Plus the 5 minus the 3. Okay? So now what? I want to add the 8. I need to add the 8. Hello, Brady. I want to add the 8. Plus 8 is equal to plus the 10 minus 2. So I want to plus the 10, take away the 2. Plus the 10. I'm going to plus the 10, take away the 2. Ah, I can't take away the 2. How do I minus the 2? Yes, thank you. Thank you, Neon. Minus the 2 is equal to minus the 5 plus 3. Minus the 5 plus the 3. My final answer is 74. 74. How? So now this becomes a three-step method? Oh my God, I get it. No, this is not a three-step. Why? Because this is one, this is one, this one is still two steps. That's fantastic, Nora. Right? It slowly starts, you start seeing the only things, I'm telling you, the only things, as long as you know how to add and subtract 5 and 10, you know how to do everything. Signed, 4 more than this, than like a multiple step, is when you get to bigger numbers. So like 9999 plus 4. This is when it gets to be multiple steps. And this will be later. This is not now, this is later. So we do 9999. I want to add the 4. I want to add the 4. When I add the 4, what do I do? Plus 4 is equal to plus minus 6 plus 10. I'm going to minus the 6 plus the 10. Minus the 6 plus the 10 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 1. Do I have any beads to add the 1? No. What is another way to plus 1? Plus 1 is minus the 9 plus the 10. So I'm going to minus the 9 and then I plus the 10. What? I have to do it again. You do it again. Minus the 9 plus the 1. What? I got to plus the 1 again? Minus the 9 plus the 1. Can I do it? Yes, I can. So my final answer is 10,003. 10,000, 1, 2, 3. This is, I don't know how many steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 steps right there. But it's part of it, yeah. So we did this and it goes into here. So but and then we did this repeated. So it's like a little loop, right? Like a programming loop. That is a 4-step equation. But after once they get comfortable with the 2-step, then doing more than 2-step it will be easy. Yeah. Yes, I see. I I'm a ways away from teaching, but I get it. Yeah. Yeah, focus on what's there. And yeah, don't I wouldn't I don't yeah. Yeah. George says, thank you much for sharing. Yeah, not a problem. Thank you for commenting. It was good to review and make sure that everybody was up to speed. Division tonight? No. I've been on for 2 hours and I'm actually quite tired. It's like 1. I'm quite tired. And I was gonna try to come back on tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for the hearts. I'm sorry, Neon. my I can't believe you're awake still. It's like 4 in the morning for you. That's crazy. But yeah, no, I think that was about it for me. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, crazy. That's just crazy. I was looking for you last night. When do you normally come on here? I'm usually here at night, and I'm usually here in the morning. Didn't think I'd ever come across this method. Yeah, yeah, it's an interesting method. But thank you, Jonathan. I hope it was entertaining at least. uh, yeah. um, I have a birthday tomorrow too. I need to sleep. Yeah, go to sleep. 11 a.m. That's a little early after you going to bed at 4 in the morning. Thank you for the lessons. Got to get some sleep. Yeah. Thank you for joining, Jonathan, and thank you for the questions. I'll see you in my next live. Um, signed. I believe you get if you follow me, you should get some notifications. You can get notifications on whenever I go live. Night. Yeah, have a night. And then you know what? If you want to join my email list, you just send me an email. If you have specific questions, you can just send me an email. Um, I do have an online class that I have available. It's like $20 a month, and it's a bunch of like I have all these videos. Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you. Yeah, not a problem. Um, yeah, if you can't catch me and you have these like burning questions, you can always email me. When are you gonna go? Wait, are when are you gonna post the video? Oh, you want me to post it? Okay, I'll post it. I did. I thought because we answered it, I thought it was okay, but I will post it. I will post it. Let me do that again. Okay, so I wrote it down. I'll post it. Thank you for the follow, Jonathan. Okay, I just assumed that we did it live, that I didn't need to post it, but okay, I'll post it. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, I was looking back at my old comments and seeing how I can make it better. Yeah, yeah, not a problem, Neon. Thank you for the reminder. I did one on how to move the beads, and that got a lot of hits. I'm a little upset because I used my husband's fingers, and so now he's got some famous fingers. His pudgy little fingers. Um, but yeah, okay, so we'll do that, and then I have a few more that I can do. Yeah, okay. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you again for all the likes and the shares. If yeah, all right. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you again. Thank you again. Um, what's the spiel? The spiel is if you're looking for books, I have it on my TikTok shop. I have these. I have the abacus. I can sell these abacus to you. I also have the 13 column one, and just so you know, they're made out of plastic. And so it's a 13 column one and the 7 column one. And then don't flick too hard. I gotta remember that one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Don't flick so hard. You flicked very hard. Okay. But if there is no other questions, I am going to sign off. Thank you again for joining, and it was good seeing you, Neon. Thank you, thank you. I do appreciate you joining in. Um, yeah, that's my name. Okay, okay. I'm gonna sign off. Have a good night, Neon. Go to sleep so you can get ready for your birthday tomorrow. My goodness. Okay. Have a good night.